आपकी अनुमति से राष्ट्रीय राजधानी क्षेत्र दिल्ली सरकार से संबंधित भारत के नियंत्रक एवं महालेखा परीक्षक का दिल्ली में शराब के विनियम और आपूर्ति पर निष्पादन लेखा परीक्षा प्रतिवेदन वर्ष 2024 का प्रतिवेदन संख्या नंबर 1 की प्रतियां सदन पटल पर प्रस्तुत करती हूं।
The much anticipated Comptroller and Auditor General report on Delhi's Excise Policy 2024 has finally been tabled in the Delhi Assembly, uncovering major irregularities in the liquor policy. The audit found violations in the awarding of licenses, lack of transparency in pricing, and weak enforcement mechanisms. Key concerns included licensing violations, as in license were awarded without due diligence, allowing monopolies and cartelization. Revenue loss was also reported. The government suffered in estimated 2002 crore rupees in loss due to poor implementation. Next, quality control failures were reported, as in liquor quality tests were either outdated, missing, failed to meet FSSAI standards. Regulatory weaknesses were also reported. The Excise Intelligence Bureau failed to prevent liquor smuggling, and enforcement actions were inconsistent. Now, let's have a look at each in detail. First, we look at the issues in the excise policy for the period of 2017 to 21. First, there were violations in award of licenses. The report read, and I quote, "Audit observed that the department could not ensure the implementation of Rule 35 of Delhi Excise Rules 2010, which prohibits issue of multiple licenses of different category, wholesaler, retailer, HCR, etc. to related parties, leading to the existence of common directorship among entities holding various license types." The report also added that the department was issuing licenses without checking various requirements relating to excise rules and terms and conditions for the issue of different types of licenses. It was observed that the licenses were issued without ensuring solvency submissions of audited financial statements, submission of data regarding sales and wholesale price declared in other states and across the year, verification of criminal antecedents from competent authority, etc. Next, the report pointed out that the lack of transparency in pricing of IMFL pricing of liquor was important to ensure optimal excise revenue collection. The Excise Department allowed discretion to L1 licensee, manufacturer and wholesalers to declare its ex-distillery price EDP for liquor priced above a certain level. All the price components after manufacture, including profit of manufacturer, were added thereafter. The report observed, and I quote, "Audit observed varying EDP in various states for liquor supplied by same manufacturer unit. Further, this discretion allowed L1 licensee to manipulate prices of liquor to its own advantage through increase in EDP. Analysis of pricing and sale of a few brands revealed that discretionary EDP led to decline in sales and consequent loss in excise revenue." Next, the report focused on inadequate quality control. The report said that ensuring that liquor supplied in Delhi conforms to prescribed quality standards is the responsibility of the Excise Department. It pointed out that the number of instances where test reports were not compliant with BIS specifications and the Excise Department issued licenses despite major shortcomings. Important test reports of water quality, harmful ingredients, heavy metal, methyl alcohol, microbiological test reports, etc. were not submitted for various brands. It also pointed out that some of the licenses submitted were not from NABL accredited lab as per the requirement of Food Safety and Standards Authority of India Act. Deficient test certificate was also noticed during scrutiny of test checked reports. Next, weak regulatory functioning was also observed in the report. The report said, and I quote, "Data suggested that the Excise Intelligence Bureau failed to act as an effective deterrent. The data maintained by the department was fragmented and rudimentary with little to no analytical value, which further hindered any attempt at gaining data-driven actionable insights." The report further added that analysis of registered FIRs revealed a pattern, with some areas being the hotspots for smuggling and a few regional brands having overwhelmingly large share in the smuggled liquor. The report also observed, and I quote, apart from its role as a deterrent, enforcement is supposed to penalize existing licensees for violations of Delhi Excise Act rules, etc. Various critical weaknesses were noticed which hampered the ability of the department to either penalize violation appropriately or act as sufficient deterrent against further violations. The actual raids were discretionary and fragmented in the absence of any standard operating procedure. It also added that lapses were observed at each stage of the enforcement process, ranging from incorrect inspection reports to deficient show cause notices. Lastly, the report said that the department's inability to ensure sale of all the liquor through scanning led to adoption of stock reconciliation post-sale monthly stock reconciliation MSR gap, which was outside the scope of contract agreement. This reconciliation procedure introduced various anomalies in the sales data and undermined inventory tracking, data accuracy, regulatory effectiveness, and also increased the risk of non-duty paid liquor being circulated through use of duplicate barcodes. Next, we come to issues in the new excise policy, that is 2021 to 22. In this policy, the report pointed out at infirmities in formation of excise policy. Further, it stated issues in implementation of excise policy. It said, and I quote, while some retailers retained licenses till the expiry of the policy period, some surrendered the same before the policy period was over. As retail licenses were limited in numbers, it caused disruption in supply because the policy did not contain any provision requiring the licenses to give advance notice before surrendering the license. Further, there was a revenue loss of approximately 890 crore rupees to the government as it did not re-tender the surrendered retail licenses. The report added that there was a loss of revenue of approximately 941 crore rupees due to exemptions which had to be given to the zonal licensees. Now, apart from the above, three incorrect collection of security deposits from zonal licensees led to loss of revenue of around 27 crore. Therefore, these implementation issues of new policy led to a loss of revenue of approximately 2002 crore rupees. Excise policy was aimed to eradicate sale of spurious liquor and check bootlegging. However, important measures which were planned in the policy, like setting up liquor testing laboratories, batch testing for rigorous quality assurance, and monitoring and regulation through creation of dedicated posts, were not ensured. For more such stories, keep watching the Indian Express.